Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to switch back to this camera. Hi, yes, the Fuji is back up and running, and today we're gonna look at no sugar ice cream, keto friendly. So if you want to know how to enjoy the best luxury ice cream possible without any sugar in it, stick around and we'll talk about it. Rebel ice cream caught my eye online. It's a keto friendly ice cream available in the US. Couldn't get it back in the UK, just can't get it here. But a lot of people have asked about sugar-free options. Now, if you look at trying to break down some of these sugar-free option recipes, excuse me while I continue drinking my coffee, you're going to go down a rabbit hole that is borderline dangerous because you can't actually figure out what they've done. Now, I spent a while trying to figure out exactly how Rebel do their ice cream, specifically the coffee chip flavor. If you know me, I like my coffee. And looking at my notes, I'll put an image of these on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Per tub, so per pint, I should say, rather than per tub, they have this breakdown of ingredients, which is cream, water, erythritol, chicory root fiber, which is likely inulin, egg yolks, coffee, vegetable glycerin, milk protein isolate, salt, Peruvian carob gum, which is tara gum, guar gum, monk fruit, and with the chocolate flakes. The chocolate flakes are made up primarily of coconut oil, cocoa, erythritol, sunflower lecithin, salt, Dutch cocoa powder, natural vanilla flavor, and monk fruit again. Which seems a lot considering you just need chocolate, which is 3 ingredients, and coconut oil, but hey. So we know what goes into making their ice creams. But we come across the biggest issue, which is weights and overrun. So I could actually break down, and I started to do that. I broke down the recipe into the individual components and created something with the right amount of fat and carbs in. But then that led me to the biggest issue is the serving size, which is 89 grams or 90 grams, I can't remember. And there's 3 servings per tub. So that tells you how much that tub weighs. All right, so 270, 280 grams, that's how much that tub weighs, which means that it's almost half the weight of a standard tub of Ben & Jerry's and Haagen Dazs, which primarily weigh about 450 to 500, depending on what ice cream you're buying. With the add-ins in Ben & Jerry's and Haagen Dazs, they do play around with the weights somewhat, so it becomes difficult to identify ingredient breakdown. But here it becomes even more difficult because not only were we trying to deal with low sugar, so low net carbs, we're also trying to determine what their overrun is. Now, based on that calculation, 280, 560 as a tub is really heavy, really dense. You could do that. You could create a pint of ice cream with 560 gram weight, but you'll be looking at something with exceedingly low, maybe even 0 overrun. I mean, milk and cream alone, I think, is probably 500 grams. So you probably can't get to 560, but you can get close. You can get to 500. But that means you're looking at something so dense. It would still probably be nice. But we kind of then have to say, okay, with an overrun close to 100%, can we achieve that at home? No, we can't. But we can't achieve 100% overrun on home machines. It doesn't matter how good your home machine is. You know, I've had some excellent machines from, you know, your box standard Cuisinart Ice 100s, which I love, by the way, which is a great home machine, to, you know, both your Musos, to a Nemo machine, or Nemox, depending on how you want to pronounce it, machines. You can't get that overrun. You have to do that in a batch freezer, and you have to do that in a good batch freezer too. You can't just buy one of the cheap Viva ones off Amazon and expect to get 100% overrun. You can't do that. It won't work. So we're trying to create something here to imitate something that we already know we're on the back foot for. But that's okay. Really, the important thing for us as home ice cream makers is to create the best ice cream possible. I don't want to eat low sugar keto ice cream with 100% overrun. I don't want to do that. I want to create a low sugar keto ice cream with 30% overrun, which has the same mouthfeel, texture as your Haagen Dazs Belgian chocolate, which has the same texture as your perfect vanilla, the same texture and taste as your favorite coffee ice cream. And I've made some really good coffee ice creams. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna stop yabbering on, and we're gonna make the best keto low sugar ice cream that you can create in a home machine with off-the-shelf ingredients. Let's get started. So what are we gonna need? We're gonna need cream, water. Let's get these out. We're gonna need our cream. Hey look, with the new camera, you can see all the, I mean, you can see all the crap over there, so I'll probably just bring the screen in a bit, but you can see all the stuff and everything. So cream, water, we're gonna need scales. We're definitely gonna need scales. We're gonna need coffee of some kind. Let's use this. You can do this with another coffee if you like, but we'll talk about that in a second. What else are we gonna need? We're gonna need our sugar substitute. Ow. Allulose, amazing. Inulin, doesn't agree with me. Doesn't agree with me, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Skim milk powder, egg yolks, and stabiliser. Skim milk powder, not a lot needed. Yeah, egg yolks, and stabiliser. My Tara gum, beep. My Tara gum hasn't turned up yet. Should turn up next week. There we go. Let's get everything measured and weighed and into a pan so we can pop it on the hob and get it all dissolved up. Right, let's get our pot on here and get started. I'll go through the breakdown of ingredients after we've done it, but we're going to start with keto, which is high fat, low sugar, or low carbs I should say, rather than sugar. So we're going to start with our 400 grams of cream. A lot of cream. There we go. 402 grams of cream. And to that we're going to need 100 grams of water. 100 grams is 100 milliliters, just in case you're unaware. Just like that. But we won't put that in straight away. I'm going to start again. We're going to do 100 grams. We're going to do 100 grams of hot water. All right, 100 grams of hot water, and to that we're going to add 15 grams of coffee. So obviously this is instant coffee. If you want to use a different method for coffee, use whatever method you want. So if you've got drip coffee, then make 100 grams of drip coffee. If you have espresso, make 100 grams of espresso. If you, whatever method of coffee you've got, then make that into your 100 grams of coffee. Anyway, that's what we've got. So we're going to stir that up to dissolve the coffee granules, and we're going to put our 100 grams of coffee straight in there, nice and easy. I'm going to reuse that jug. Quick wash up. Don't want to make too many things dirty. So we already know as well in this recipe that there caffeine content is 90 milligrams per tub. So that's why, leave that there. That's why we've gone for that much coffee. So we've got our cream, we've got our water, we've got our coffee in there. We're now going to add in 130 grams of sugar substitute, allulose. 130 grams. There's a lot of fruit that has allulose in it. Talk about those later in the video. There we go, 130 grams of allulose. We're going to use 30 grams of inulin. Yep. We're going to use 20 grams of skim milk powder, like that. And the last couple of things are our egg yolks and our stabiliser. So we need 90 grams of egg yolks, which I think should be 3, but let's see. These are a bit small, so it might be 4. 90 grams of our egg yolks and our stabiliser, and I should have put this in before, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna take a little spoonful of our allulose, just a couple of grams, and we're gonna weigh out. Where's my doodad? There. And we're gonna weigh out our stabiliser. And we're going to go a solid 2 grams. Okay, 2 grams stabiliser. And we're just going to mix that up. Egg yolks go in cold. Don't have to worry about all the other junk that people try and convince you to do. And we'll put this on the hob. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna stir it all together. Get it all mixed up, get your sugars dissolving, get your milk powder dissolving, get your egg yolks mixed up. Get it all going. Don't be shy. Just get it mixed up. You need to make sure all of those ingredients are properly combined. And what we'll do is we'll add in our stabiliser now, and I'll come back in a couple of minutes. Okay, that's it. We're just warming it up. We've got to kind of steaming point. As we know, that's somewhere between 65 and 80 degrees. We're just keeping it there for a couple of minutes, just to make sure that that stabiliser is completely activated. And then we're going to take it off the heat and pop it in a container. Right. Let's get our gorgeous looking mix in the container. Look at all the lack of egg yolk in there. I don't know why people insist on doing stuff the hard way, but they do. So we're going to pop that in the fridge until probably tomorrow. Okay, well, it's Sunday morning. I've got my lounge pants on, back to the old days of filming in the Cookie Monsters. We're gonna get this fired up, get it pre-chilling for 10 minutes, and we're gonna get that ice cream in there, churning away. Okie doke. Get the mix out of the fridge. You don't have to put the lids on. It's up to you what you do. Doesn't really make a lot of difference. We're gonna get a whisk and just agitate it. Good viscosity on this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice strong smell of coffee as well. So let's good stuff. Right, let's get this in the machine. Churn. And we'll come back 5 minutes for the end to do the chocolate chip bit. As it's churning, we need to prepare our chocolate. This is coffee chip. This is the Rebel flavor that we're not copying, but we're making a more luxury version of it. Their ingredients list for their chocolate they use is the chocolate chip element. I'll put on the screen here. There's a lot of ingredients in there. Unnecessary, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with this, which is straight out of Safeways. It's a 72% chocolate, but I don't really want 72% all the way through. Dark chocolate and coffee ice creams do go together really, really well. But I'm going to soften it a little bit. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to soften it a bit with a little bit of milk chocolate. This is Belcolade from Bulk Barn. Absolutely no idea what percentage it is. So Bulk Barn, if you fancy putting some information on your lists, on your tags for people to see what they're buying, that would be helpful. We're going to chop this up. Don't have to go too small with it, just makes it easier for melting. And we're going to put it in a microwave safe bowl. And we're going to stracciatella this. Strachiatella. I always say stracciatella, it's not. Stracciatella. We're going to stracciatella this, which means we're going to pour it in at the end. I do like, in the original Belgian chocolate, Haagen Dazs Belgian chocolate video, I chopped that one, the chocolate for that, and it was really good. I do like that. Do I prefer it? I don't know, it's just a kind of different texture. But we're going to make life easy on ourselves here. So we're going to add some fat into this, and that's what's needed to make it pourable. Normally people add coconut oil. It works really well. It's cheap, you know. Get the deodorized stuff. You can buy two different types of coconut oil. One tastes like coconut, one doesn't. Get the one that doesn't, unless you want your chocolate to taste coconut, of course. So, we're going to use olive oil. The olive oil I used in the last, can't even remember what video it was. Man, that was really good. It just adds this other little level of taste to your chocolate. Anyway, we're going to pop that in the microwave and melt it. Probably do it in 10-15 second stints. If you're melting in a microwave, take it out whilst there's still a couple of lumps of chocolate left in there. If you try and melt it all directly, you're going to overheat your chocolate. So you can take it out, stir it, and if the chocolate has started to melt, it will melt itself. We need just a few more seconds on this to get it all melted. But it's a much safer way of melting chocolate in a microwave. People often ask when's the temperature to take it out. Somewhere around -12 is the perfect kind of temperature to start decanting from your machine. We're at -9 at the moment, so we're getting there. When we get to about -10, -11, then we're gonna put our chocolate inside. Okay, let's get it loaded up. Right. Let's get this loaded up and then into the freezer. All loaded up. Hello. Let's get this in the freezer until tomorrow. A couple of days later, here we go. This is the Rebel coffee chip equivalent for you guys to make at home. The low sugar, no sugar, however you want to describe it, keto friendly, so it's high fat, no sugar. Something to note is that when you look at the ingredients for the Rebel ice cream, it's basically impossible to figure out exactly what their recipe is. It gives you the ingredients, yes, and it does give you the kind of breakdown of what they are, but you've got no idea what their overrun is. So without knowing what their ice cream base weighs before they churn it, I got no way of knowing exactly what their recipe is. So what we've done is we've just kind of bypassed that, taken the flavor to a degree and made it into a no sugar, high fat ice cream that is suitable for keto friendly diets, and it is high fat. You know, it's over 20%. I don't know how this one's going to work out with the cream that I have available here. It might be horrible and greasy. We'll find out in a minute. But I will also start doing some no sugar ice creams with standard fat percentages. And we'll also do zero sugar gelato as well. So that will be low fat, low sugar recipes. That'll be interesting. Let's get some scooped up in a bowl, see what this looks like. It's scooped really nicely. Actually better than I thought it would. So that's good. Super strong coffee smell. Again, you can use any coffee you like. If you like drip coffee, make a, whatever it is, 120, did I say 120 grams? 115 grams of your coffee. Drip coffee, just make it, measure it out, weigh it, do weigh it. If you want to use coffee beans steeped in the water, then do that. If you want to use instant coffee, do that. Whatever you want to use coffee-wise, just make up 115 grams worth and use that in this recipe. All right, if it's too strong, then don't use as much coffee next time. Too strong coffee, is there such a thing? That's good. That is good. Strong coffee flavor. That chocolate stracciatella throughout, really nice. No ice whatsoever, great texture. No greasiness either, which is a big surprise to me considering, you know, I tried a 17 or 16% fat recipe with the cream over here. It was shocking, but maybe it was the combination of the cream and the milk, who knows? I'm gonna experiment on that as we go and see how high we can take this. But yeah, as you see in the description below is the full breakdown. It's super high fat, but it's got the same texture that your luxury ice cream has. So your Haagen Dazs and your Ben & Jerry's, that's something to note here. We've not gone for the 100%. Look at this, look. This is what I've done to try and calculate exactly how much exactly what the breakdown is of Rebel's ice cream. I got so confused, I just stopped. And I wanted to make that keto ice cream that is as good as the best ice cream available out there that does have sugar in it. That's what you got here. You could put this ice cream against any other ice cream out there and it would hold up amazingly well. Really, really well. No one would know that it's got no sugar in it. Hands down, nobody would know this has no sugar in it at all. Let me know if you want more keto ice cream, you want more low sugar ice cream. Let me know in the description below and I'll make sure that we get through these, because I'm quite happy having no sugar ice cream. It means I can eat more. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna eat this whole tub and not feel guilty about it. And I'll see you guys next week.